Oh,
So all I need medication. Your medication makes me high. Just a patient. I'm like a patient trying to.
welcome to SAC, they said.
Thank you for having me. Respect.
Like I just said a minute ago, I don't get nervous often. I've been doing this for 23 years, but meeting you is definitely one of those moments, man.
Thank
So
you, man.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate that too.
A casual fan might not know that you're actually still working because you've only done that one solo album, 12 years ago. So a lot of people think maybe you're not working. I know you are.
Yeah.
Talk about what you've been doing over the time.
Well, I mean, what most people would know about is Distant Relatives with Nas, album that we did together. I also did Super Heavy, which is an album that features myself with Mick Jagger, Joss Stone, Dave Stewart, and A.R. Rahman. I produced a bunch of tracks for some compilation albums we put out, for our family label and some artists that we've been working with. So I've been in the studios producing and featuring on tracks, just not necessarily doing solo album material,
Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
How's that happen?
Well, they had the idea that they wanted to do a group with people from different genres of music, kind of like, a whole palette of different varieties of music. And I was the ambassador that they chose to be, the reggae side of it, So they invited me, and that was right around the same time that I'd started working on the album with Nas. So I would be in the studio in the day with Mick Jagger from 1 to, say, 10 o'clock in the night. And then from 10 to we fell asleep, I would be in the studio with Nas, Yeah.
Where's the studio at? Where's this at?
That is here in, not here, in California though, in LA. It was, Henson is the name of the recording studio. It's the same studio where they did We Are the World. Okay. So, yeah.
Legendary.
Big studio, yeah.
Yeah, legendary. So Stony Hill is the name of the album, dropped on your birthday, correct?
Yes.
And talk about Stony Hill, because that's an actual place.
Yeah. So Stony Hill is a place in Jamaica where I grew up. And it's, in the hills, kind of overlooking the city. And it's kind of known to be the nicer part of town, as opposed to the ghetto, So I kind of wanted to highlight my upbringing and highlight the fact that because of being, a hard-working person and being a diligent person, my father was able to elevate himself from the ghetto, that he could have a child like myself born where I was born, which is a very rare story. Or not, well, rare enough. It doesn't happen very often, you know what I mean? So I kind of wanted to highlight that part of my history. And then it kind of also just was a continuation of the theme of my albums, because when I have an album named Halfway Tree, which is a place in Jamaica also. Jamrock is a name for Jamaica, and then Stony Hill being a geographical place in Jamaica also kind of was a continuation of that idea,
Jamrock, welcome to Jamrock, the cruise. Now, how long has this been going on? And it's been selling out, right?
This would be our 4th year now.
Right.
This year coming would be our 4th year.
How do I get on the guest list?
Wow. I want to tell you, you know what? We'd love to invite, some of you brothers, who support us over the years and these things. It's sold out, as you said. It's sold out already for this year. You know what I mean? So definitely for next year,
Well, talk about what it is, like what that experience is like for people going on the cruise.
Well, basically it's 5 days, 5 nights of nothing but reggae music. We have concerts in the night where some of the great artists in our genre perform. We stop in Jamaica. You get 2 days that you get to come off of the boat and actually go and visit in Jamaica. We have a sound clash. I don't know if any of you know what a sound clash is, but it's like when two DJs battle, kind of thing. But the music is playing right throughout the whole journey. It's very cultural, and a lot of like-minded people, because everybody loves reggae music is why they're there. So it's great,
Medication is the single, the first single off the album. Talk about, I know this is a major cause for you, how it's made your life better, people around your life better.
Yeah.
Talk about the benefits of cannabis.
Well, medication, I mean, as the herb becomes more accepted in different places, more research has been done. Now we have the opportunity to actually do scientific research about marijuana. And what's being proven is all of the medical benefits that the herb has, And it's not just, it's not just getting over a headache, we're talking about, helping with Parkinson's, Crohn's disease, multiple sclerosis, epilepsy, some serious illnesses, I deal with. And, without the side effects, the negative side effects that pharmaceutical drugs have on people, So this is something that we're very interested in. Of course, goes without saying that we've been recreational users for years, You know what I mean? But it's we have always said that the herb is the healing of the nation, and now this is actual scientific proof and evidence that it is so. You know what I mean? So we want to really shed light on that and expose that as much as possible.
Now, the project where you turned a prison into a farm, a cannabis farm, talk about how that even became a reality. It's such a middle finger to me to the system because of, no, seriously, the prison industrial complex, minimum mandatory sentences for drug users.
Yes.
It's a big middle finger to, we're going to take what you put us in and flip it on you.
Yeah.
So talk about that.
Well, I partnered up with some people named Ocean Grown Extracts. Reason being is really because I love the strain of herb that they have, right? So we partnered up, and now you could say that's my strain now, you know what I mean? Our strain. And then those people were looking for, as you said, somewhere to grow herb, a facility to grow herb. So just checking out the real estate market, they came upon that facility. So it wasn't really an intention that we were looking for a prison to buy, more so than the prison was available and it's the right amount of square footage. So, so they bought the place. And as you say, what a great story.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because people were definitely locked up in that place for marijuana, that were now growing marijuana there. So that's a very inspiring story.
Do you plan on doing more of that? I almost feel like the symbolism of that is something that you could do, in different states and different places.
Well, I mean, I don't know how often prisons are on the market,
Seriously.
Yes.
It really was a blessing. It was a luck thing almost.
It is, in that kind of sense. And at the same time, to still, I don't want to get too bravado because we still are at the mercy of the government. I say, yeah, so we still take it easy. But as we always say, it's a great story. Yeah.
Talk about you had medication, Roar. As a father now, I heard many references in that song about the children.
Roar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is this something that you find as a father, you're more conscious when you're writing your lyrics because of your seed? Or I know you've been woke your entire life, but is that something you find yourself writing into your music now?
I would say probably, I would have to say yes, not consciously though. I can't say that, when I'm sitting down to write music or whatever the case may be, that's a thought in my head. But obviously it has affected my life and my view of life and, how I live. So definitely it has affected the music in some way or the other. When it comes down to Roar, I mean, that's really, I've always been on that kind of page where it comes down to defending the youths, street youths, and youths in the community in that kind of case. And that's a very street song in that way, And really, that song is really, the elders in the street always kind of had that responsibility where they would look out for the younger ones, where there's that kind of void now. Right? I mean, a lot of the elders are either passed away or them get locked up or they're not in Jamaica anymore, So the younger ones coming up now who are becoming the elders, that song is to remind them of that responsibility that the elders always have.
I really appreciate this, man. This is a moment for me, and I appreciate you coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Make some noise.
Yo.
Be careful, no